You ask, you shall receive. I like it.
Ginger Runner.
What is up, everybody? Ethan Newberry, the Ginger Runner, here for another Ginger Runner review. In fact, 2 reviews today. It's been a while since I've done the double review drop. I thought it was about time. And these are pretty special shoes. The reason I'm dropping both of them today is because I feel like they kind of go together. They're a partnership for the ages. You are currently watching my review of the Hoka One One Rincon. Rincon. Babe, how do we say it?
Rincon.
The Rincon, named after the popular Australian surf spot, needs to be added to your list. So before I dive too deep into the Rincon review, I also want to point out that I have a review of the Hoka One One Clifton 6 that dropped today as well. If you'd like to watch this review, the link is in the description or at the end of the video. But for now, stick around, because we're going to have some Rincon fun.
Rincon.
To be completely honest, the Rincon flew under my radar. When people started commenting and sending me messages like, hey, you got to review the Hoka Rincon, I was like, what? But boy, am I glad that I gave it a chance. All in thanks to you, the viewers, for pointing out that, hey, you need to add this to your rotation. So what is it and where does it fit into the rotation? Basically, it's a super lightweight, super cushioned, fairly neutral, well-fitting Hoka One One. It gives you plenty of that soft underfoot feel in an incredibly lightweight, fairly versatile package. Thin mesh upper, decently fitting midfoot and forefoot, fun little heel loop that actually works, actually helps you get that shoe on. Overall, massive amounts of flexibility. To be totally frank, it reminds me a lot of those original Hoka shoes that people really loved, myself included. I slowly fell in love with it. But I don't want to give too much away because this is a review after all, so there's always going to be things I like and dislike. I'll talk about all of them in today's review, starting as always with things that I like about the Hoka One One Rincon. First like, it's cushioned. Yes, most Hokas are cushioned, most shoes are cushioned, but the midsole in this shoe it's super simple. It's soft, it's plush. This midsole is great because it just absorbs your foot in, provides you with plenty of comfort and cushion. Really nice to see one of these shoes from Hoka, again, doesn't weigh a ton or doesn't make your foot feel like a brick. It's light, it's nimble, it's cushioned. Bringing me into my next like, it's versatile. So the fact that the shoe is so light, and I'll get to that in a second, but also cushioned, allows it to be not only a long distance trainer, but a pretty decent short distance racer as well. So I found myself wearing this for long training runs and the shorter fast efforts, whether it's a tempo run, fast 5K workout, anywhere where you needed something to cradle your foot and give you plenty of comfort while not impinging your speed. This worked out quite well, and it's nice to finally see a shoe that sort of checks all the boxes. Throwback. So what I love about the Rincon is that it felt like the Clifton 1 mixed with the Hoka Waka, mixed with the Nepali. So the Nepali is gone. The Clifton 1 is gone, got re-released, didn't quite feel the same. So I'm excited because this shoe kind of feels like all of them. All of those shoes I loved. So it's nice to see another shoe from Hoka that I kind of went, I think this is it. That of course makes me doubt the fact that this will be around in another year, but I surely hope it will. So it feels like a throwback. It feels like a call out to all of their original shoes that made people fall in love with the brand. And that is a great thing. Doesn't break the bank, gives you a lot of those really great qualities those shoes had in a light and tight package. And finally, it is light. It's 8.4 ounces. And so in a trainer where you're going to be logging lots of miles, long distances, this is a great marathon shoe, half marathon shoe. It doesn't weigh a ton. 8.5 ounces will do you just fine in race environments, training environments. But weight is also one of those criterias where I will talk more about the Clifton 6 in this review and how these two shoes partner together, because it is a little bit heavier, so perhaps this will work as the trainer and this is the racer. Check out the Clifton 6 review for more details on that thought. But it is nice to have a super lightweight, super cushioned shoe again. It is so great to welcome you to the family, Rincon. But it's not all sugar plums and candy corn. There are a couple of things that I dislike about the Hoka One One Rincon. Durability. So this is 100% my primary concern with this shoe. The outsole being so much midsole, they've done this before in the past, you'll notice a lot of abrasion. It's not a super high resilient midsole material. It's super soft, and when it is that softer material, it wants to wear down prematurely. So with just under 100 miles in the shoe, I'm seeing lots of abrasion, lots of wear in those areas where the EVA is what's exposed to the ground. I love shoes that put outsole rubber on the high abrasion areas. The reality is I'm seeing wear everywhere else. So obviously I have durability concerns for the outsole. The Clifton 1 had the exact same thing going on, and that ended up lasting me quite a while. I still have my original pair. So while I am concerned about it, Hoka's proved that it isn't always a concern on this outsole, how much abrasion you actually get, how much wear you actually get. Where you are going to want to be concerned is the upper. While it is a single layer of mesh that is reinforced, it's a pretty crispy mesh in that it's stiffer, it's not stretchy. What that tends to lend itself to is higher abrasion, higher breakdown in high wear areas. Where I'm gonna keep my eyes on the upper are right here along where the pinky toe hits that lateral side and where the mesh meets the midsole. Those 2 points are probably where the shoe is gonna break down first. So far, it's holding up quite well. There are reports of people getting maybe under 200 miles in the shoe. So far, so good, but please know before you buy that this could wear down prematurely. Narrow. I didn't have too much of an issue in the shoe. I was actually surprised at how not narrow it is for a Hoka, but I can sense it being an issue for those of you who do prefer a more roomy toe box, something a little bit wider through the midfoot. Again, I had very little problem with the fit of the shoe. It actually surprised me how well I enjoyed it, but Hokas have always tended to lean towards the narrow side, and it's nice to see them sort of realizing that they might need to widen it up. This is one of those shoes that's beginning to transition into that wider realm, but some of you might still notice that pinky toe getting a little bit of tuck, a bit of pressure across the midfoot. Regardless, just make note of it. And finally, this is something that I noticed with the Clifton 1, and I actually found it in this shoe as well, and that's midsole collapse through the center line of the shoe. These are all very nitpicky dislikes, but this was one of those where I went, that feels familiar. Basically, you have this wonderful EVA cushioned midsole platform. As your foot applies more and more pressure to this shoe, you begin to break it in, wear it in. Right through the middle of the EVA, the pressure begins to break down, creating a concave effect where the medial and lateral sides of the EVA begin to kind of fold up on the foot. I'm exaggerating the movement, I'm exaggerating the feeling. It is very subtle. My guess is that due to lack of structure in the shoe's last, you're just not getting as much stiffness underneath the foot. It is causing that midsole to sort of warp. Again, you'll barely feel it. Some of you may not notice it at all. It could be because I'm a bigger guy breaking down the midsole prematurely. Just make note of it regardless. It's a great show. So in conclusion, the Hoka One One Rincon is a fantastic throwback to some of the original greatness that Hoka created that really made me fall in love with the brand. The Clifton 1, the Hoka, the Nepali. I don't want them to get rid of this. Just give us one shoe longer than a season. That is just great. Please. But let's get more specific. Build quality. I'm concerned about the durability of the shoe. It's holding up quite well. Just around 100 miles in it. So far, so good. Will it last for 200 or 300 miles? I doubt it. Comfort, yes. The midsole, super soft. You're gonna get plenty of that cloud-like cushion in this shoe. If you like it, you're gonna love this. Fit, it's actually been fine for me. I wear size 11 pretty much across the board. Size 11 in this shoe, fits just fine. Notice a little bit of the narrowness. If you do have an issue with that, try it on before you actually purchase, but I've had no issue with the narrowness. It actually feels more like a racer, but comfortable. Price at $114, it's at that lower Hoka price point. So for me, that's awesome. And finally, looks. This is the best looking version, in my opinion. The colors are fine. Hoka usually does a pretty good job with making their shoes look as best as they can, being so heavy with the cushioning. But I don't mind these two colors, and it's my personal favorite of the line itself. Bringing us to our final criteria is the Hoka One One Rincon. A buy, try, or a why? It's a buy. This is one of those shoes that I felt as soon as I put it on, the original sensation putting on the Clifton 1, the Nepali, the Hoka, all those great Hokas from the past. So for me, this is gonna be one of those shoes that I grab probably a couple pairs of, only because I fear that they're gonna just remove it from the lineup entirely. So I like to have some antique boxes in my closet. And that is it for my review of the Hoka One One Rincon. Don't forget, there's another review dropping today, the Hoka One One Clifton 6. I highly encourage you to watch that as well, because I do think that these two shoes are a pretty good combo to keep in your closet if you're looking for some long training runs and some fun races in the process. Link for this review is in the description or up there in the corner. But that is it for today's review. The question now goes to you. Have you tried the Hoka One One Rincon? What do you think? In the comments of this video, let us know, get that dialogue going. And if you like this review, if you want to see more, please just like, favorite, and subscribe to the channel, youtube.com/thegingerrunner. Got social media links there. They're just there. They don't actually click to anything, but I think you can read to take you to those places. And at the bottom there, patreon.com/thegingerrunner. That's where you can help this channel. For as little as $1 a month, you help everything that happens here, including reviews, live shows, films, everything. And there's some cool perks on the back end. I do want to point out that it's also time for GRGR, the Ginger Runner Global Run. Registration is now open. All you gotta do is go to rungrgr.com. You can register there. You have the t-shirt options or just the digital options. Last year, we had people from around the globe participating in this event. It is a global thing. This is now the 4th year. We just want you to participate. So go check it out, rungrgr.com. All the info that you'll need to know is there. That's it, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the review. Okay, get out there, train hard, race harder, and party the hardest. I know I am. We'll see you guys next week. Okay, goodbye.